வணக்கம். நம்ம data start பண்ணதுனால take 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes. Somebody can time me, please. Somali already talked about the history of TNF. So I'll quickly highlight two things. One is an organization that is the oldest organization and the largest organization, US-based NGO. And we have about over 1,100 life members right now. As we talked about, we are based in Chennai and here nationally here. We also, somebody also mentioned about NGR, and this is actually a newspaper clip from a long time ago. Some of the founders of TNF are actually seen in this picture, and here's a letter that he also shared. So I want to talk about TNF. Today you talked about Gaja and the immediate relief efforts that are happening, which is fine and it's needed. But there are four focus areas that TNF really works towards. One is education. You will hear more about that during the internship program as well. Women empowerment. The other one is rural development. The last one is health and hygiene. All of these have a direct impact on what we're doing as well as part of Gaja, because we are actually helping families, uplift families that are actually impacted by Gaja. But these are the main focus areas that we have. Now, there are about over 600 projects that we do right now. Either it's privately funded projects or it's board funded projects. It's in schools. It's in it's actually in tailoring type projects. Even Ananya talked about that. However, the question here is about one-time effort versus sustained. So the focus of Manvasane, starting this year, we're actually starting to do this, is our focus is to make sure that the projects that are already going on need to be sustained. So how do we do that? And our goal is to raise $250,000 per district in the 32 districts. Later on I'll have a quiz, make sure that you all can actually say all the 32 districts without any issues. And there is one unit in Pondicherry. So 33 different projects we have started. Each one of them we want to actually collect $250,000. And the goal is to actually put that in an interest-bearing account and take the interest and spend towards these efforts. That's not to say that you cannot do it for immediate needs, but the goal here is to see how we can sustain these projects. This is a paper cutting, a recent survey. How many of you, I'm pretty sure all the kids here and all the adults, they are very good about phone access, right? They're excellent. But people actually cannot do math properly. You can see those numbers there. 24.6% of high school kids are unable to subtract. That is like 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2 type deal. That's sad, right? There are a lot of, and this is mainly from government schools, so there are a lot of private schools that actually do a lot more good in terms of what it is. This is the data that we recently got. So so to make sure that we focus on education, we actually undertook a project called initiative called ABC. A actually stands for achieving grade level proficiency. A lot of the kids there, they cannot even spell their own name, or in that particular survey they can do basic mathematics. So we want to make sure that those kids who are actually underperforming, we want to make sure that we bring them up to par. So that's the first part. And the B, it stands for boosting morale. We will talk about it, and I know we all do a lot of extracurricular activities besides academics. In India, I know I grew up in India, and most of us do. The parents do. It was all about marks. It all about the academics. There was not many extracurricular activities or actually morale-based, soft skill activities. So we want to actually focus on that for all the kids. And the last one is C, which is championing for higher education. Most of the kids actually drop out of school, either when they come to 10th grade, which is the public exam, or when they go to 12th grade, which is another public exam, and then they never go to college. So we want to make sure that those kids actually go beyond just the high school and then beyond. So that's a focus. So this ABC program started out in Sivaganga district as a pilot. And then now it's actually over 10 million children are benefiting, and we are partnering with about 36,000 government schools across Tamil Nadu. And here are the recent 2011 and 2012. In 2012, we did it in Sivagangai, and then Vellore, Kadalur, Namakkal, Thiruvarur, Nagapattinam, Chennai, Salem, Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi, and then last one this year, just now, Memphis chapter actually adopted that district. Ramanathapuram district is actually now added to this, and here's a map of Tamil Nadu with all the places where we are present here for the ABC program. Now, okay, alphabets, right? What you see there is a 6th grade student wrote alphabets on the blackboard, and you can actually see how many spelling or errors that they actually have in it, in terms of how they can't even write basic English, basic alphabets. A lot of donors here actually visit these types of schools just to see what is out there, and this is actually a quote from somebody who visited from here, from Michigan area. Here's the ABC program that happens. One to notice there is there are no chairs. It's not in a building, it's outside under a tree. But the teacher that you see is a ABC teacher that's actually TNF funded. We pay him to make sure that they can actually provide extra coaching for the kids who cannot really perform well. We are an organization of metrics and measurements, making sure that we understand progress so that we can change or adapt to what is needed. So it's important for us to collect data, and this is just an example of how we are actually grading all the different schools or assessing all the schools, making sure that we understand what's going on and where do we need to emphasize. Yeah? And this is about the boosting part. Here's one example of students actually getting some good citizen and different soft skill training programs here. This is actually in partnership with other organizations as well. And here's a girl who went through this type of morale boosting class. How many of you know here what Irula community is? Irula. Solunga, Sampath. Anbu, Solunga. Sorry, I saw something.
Oh, yeah, no,
Solunga, Anbu.
it's a long time ago, but I think somebody may have recently.
Ninga Solunga.
Irula வந்து SCST tribe சேர்ந்தவங்க. அநேகமா அவங்க தான் ஒரே tribe who can catch snakes.
Correct. Absolutely. Good job. Give them a round of applause. Actually, they came to Florida.
Repeat the answer.
Oh, sorry. Repeat the answer. ST, backward class community, and they are the only tribe that actually are people who are very skilled in catching snakes. Right? Inga in Florida, they were actually asked by the government of Florida to come here. They paid about $70,000 for two of the Irula community people with a translator to come here. And there was a big issue with, I think, 14 or 15 snakes, pythons on the Purchana, not too long ago. It was a big news here as well. So, and this girl actually belongs to the community, and that's her quote there. So we want to make sure that she doesn't stop with 10th grade. We want to make sure that she proceeds further. And the C part of it is about college visits. It's about actually getting them to the next step. I went to school in India. I did not visit any colleges. All that I knew was one university, and I applied and I got it, and then that's it, right? How many of you visited colleges here, parents? No college visit. Oh, very good. So you must be an exception there. Majority of them here, we do it. So here's a picture of students that we've actually taken on college tours. And this is from September 2014. And here's another a physics teacher explaining about career development in the field of science. And we also talked about health and hygiene. So this is moving on from education to health and hygiene. Eye cams are very, very prevalent in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu in general. Anytime we see eye for medical camps, it's all about eye. But diabetes is a major issue in many countries, India specifically, right? And diabetes actually has a lot of side effects. One of them is kidney disease. So a lot of them don't know how to even, they just don't know anything about kidney disease. So here's Dr. Niranjan, you see him there, his name is there. He's from Connecticut. So he took an initiative where he's actually now partnering with TNF to do these camps in India. They're going to do one in Namakkal, if I'm not mistaken, and they just did one in Rajapalayam. So this is happening now, making sure that people are aware of that. Tailoring, we talked about a lot. Under women's empowerment, tailoring mattum kedaidu. We want to make sure that if they can go to school, we want them to go to school. That's a priority for us. But there are certain women who are older, they have other commitments that they cannot go to school. They would rather actually get an income from home, right? And tailoring seems to be a great one. I was asking Nanchu, my wife, how much it is to how much the cost to stitch a blouse. I think ஊர்ல cheaper இருக்கு எங்க ஊர்ல காரைக்குடில. But if you go to Chennai, I'm assuming it's Swapna சிரிக்கிறாங்க நீங்க சொல்லலாம். I think it was 600 rupees, 500 rupees at least, or 800 rupees. So that's a good living for them if they can actually work it. So we actually teach them and also fund making sure that they can actually have a machine to sew. Women empowerment, Somali mentioned பண்ணாங்க வேதாரண்யத்துல. In one building, one area, where there are 2,000 girls actually going through education. Now, for recent summer, I visited and my kids visited with me. This is the science lab. Right? Just take a look at that picture. And because of an effort of one youth from here who went there and spent the summer, it was her effort. That is the new lab building. I visited this as well. Yeah? So that's just a phenomenal transformation from what it was to what it is now. And this is a lab inside. Yeah? There is a college there. Now they're actually offering 4 free scholarships for these girls from here for a science degree. So that's just, again, it's about the stretching part, right? Extending the donations that they make. So one girl's effort, now you can actually see, one, they're getting good education, good science education, and then further on, at least 4 of them will get free education after that. This is about Ambalayam, and the reason I want to bring that up here is because this is near and dear to Philadelphia chapter. Nariya per inga irkeenga, nariya fundraising event nadandhu. There are 2 things that Philadelphia did, so the credit goes to all of you. One is the ABC program, and the 2011 it was after the Philadelphia Convention we were able to start the Sivagangaila pilot program. And the second initiative is when we did the Ambalayam project, and this is a place where there were at least 60 kids who were actually living in this place. Right? And this was the chair or the bench that they were using. Yeah? They're all sitting on chairs right now. So that was the chair that the kids were using. And this is a bathroom for all the kids, only one, and they're all actually either physically or they're special need kids, right? Let's say it that way. They're all special need kids, and that's the bathroom that they're used. And here's the building that they are entering. Thanks to all of you, right? Yeah. And the effort that we all did is only the first floor. The second floor is because we did this. Government of Tamil Nadu gave additional funding so that now they have the top floor again. It was because we were able to do this. They actually funded this as well. So that's a building that they're in right now, and I visited here as well. And this is a classroom inside the Ambalayam. It's a 3-year-old's birthday party. 3-year-old US-born kid's birthday party. Apparently. Maria, what she did was she actually wanted to make sure that she's actually enjoying ice cream during her birthday party. So she wanted to make sure that the kids in Ambalayam actually enjoy it. And now I'm the treasurer of TNF, so I see a lot of these donations come through. Weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties. Even now I just got an email, somebody's actually donating $100. They donated on the day of the birthday. If you give me an email, I'll make sure that you'll get a picture. The first thing, India timing is a very great thing, right? Because they're actually ahead of us. So by the time you wake up, you actually get an email with a picture, something like that says happy birthday so and so, or happy anniversary or whatever it is. So that's a very rewarding experience there. So just those days, we don't give all $100 to just for the 1 day spending. It's actually in an account. We just give them something special on that day. So the last thing I want to close with is Manvasane. How many of you know what is Manvasane? The kids at least. What is it? Smell after. It's the fragrance of soil. Yes, it is smell after rain. Yeah, it is Manvasane. So the goal here is to make sure that we have sustainable projects throughout Tamil Nadu and all the 32 districts plus plus Pondicherry. What you see on your right side is a chart that's showing exactly how much funds we have. Nagapattinam, Namakkal is on the lead, Tirunelveli, and Tirunelveli is actually, or Thiruvarur, sorry, is actually pretty close. There are other districts here. So if this chart is an eye chart here, and you may not be able to see everything. So if you want to come and see me later on, I can give you more details. So my request is to make sure that you consider this in addition to Gaja. And the last part is, if you donate before end of January, there is a matching going on, 1-for-1 matching going on. So if you can take advantage of that would be great. Thank you so much for your time.